Well, Hartner was a little bit ahead of Coates and Milton and places like that I'd been, because in those places, no girls basketball. At Hartner, girls played basketball. I guess I shouldn't have been so surprised. That year I taught halftime at Kremlin, Oklahoma. They had girls basketball. Chauvinist me, I went to some games, but I only remember seeing the boys' games. Don't know if I even saw the girls play. Shame on me. But I bet they had the same rules that they had at Hartner. Don't know. But I do know that the Hartner girls played basketball. But it was a little different than the basketball that girls play today. You know, I've said somewhere else 2 or 3 times that the junior college girls here at the junior college at Yuma, Arizona, the Matador women, I believe they could kick the tail of the first team at Phillips University, the team where I played on the second team. My goodness, they're fast and good shots, and they play the game exactly the same way that the boys play it. But at Hartner, it wasn't that way at all. I think it was 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. But the guards had to stay on that half of the court. It was a violation if they crossed that center line. The forwards had to stay on the side that the team was shooting on. They crossed over, violation. As I remember, I might be wrong, the center was the one person who could play both offense and defense and could cross that line, center for both teams. Interesting. You know, small schools, your talent's not going to run that deep. And so, you know, the coach didn't develop a group of girls that were strictly forwards and a group of girls that were strictly guards. Everybody, even like it is today, had to learn to do both functions, but the reason was that who collects fouls? Guards. So, you know, maybe you were stressing defense and you had your best people as guards, but if they start picking up fouls, better put your best people down there on offense and put somebody else on defense so you didn't foul the players out that you needed on the court. People didn't turn out for the girls' games like they did for the boys' games, but they had a nice audience, people that came to see and cheer them on. Incidentally, years and years later, when we came out here in 1976 at Somerton as a superintendent, our daughter came in here to COFA when COFA was the new high school in Yuma, and they were just starting basketball for the first time in that COFA school when we moved out here when she was a junior. She'd already played basketball a little bit back in Kansas. Kansas. No, Colorado. Knew I wasn't right on Kansas, but couldn't get it to come there. Well, the girls enjoyed the game. Well, what I started to say is, for years here, as I would go to the games, and I don't get out much anymore, so I don't know if it's still true or not, but there was no question. The girls' game would have 1/5 the attendance of the boys' game. The chauvinist attitude is still hanging in there tight. You go out and watch these Matador teams play, there's just as many people almost for the girls' game as for the boys' game. There's a few people leave after the girls' game, and there's a few more people come in for just the boys' game than left. But it's not a big difference. Both levels, boys and girls, very good. Well, our girls' team didn't win a lot of games, but they enjoyed playing. They had loyal followers, and it was good for those girls to be out there playing. And 3 cheers for the Barber County League. That, by golly, wasn't a lot of girls' basketball being played in Kansas then, but in the Barber County League, girls got to play basketball. Good for you, Hartner. Good for you, Barber County. Good for you, Jenny McKinley, Barber County School Superintendent.